Hey insiders, welcome to another episode of Dimitri's Reports. This is your weekly rundown of the roofing industry news.
Badger's Corner.
We're starting this episode with Badger's Corner. As you guys know, Steve Badger is an insurance industry lawyer. He's a very smart guy, but a lot of contractors do not like his takes because he is on the side of insurance companies. Well, this week is something different. Steve posted about a new report from the American Policy Holder Association called Justifiable Grievances. The report found that 61% of all complaints against insurance companies happen in Florida. And it's not just homeowners who live there. Those complaints are against 30 Florida-based companies. Steve says that makes sense because he always gets the most pushback on his post from Florida people. And he admits that insurance might actually be worse in the Sunshine State. But he disagrees that claim denials are the problem in Florida. Steve says the real issue is that too many abusive lawsuits make insurance more expensive and less available. Whether you agree or disagree with Steve Badger's, your opinion counts. We read all of them and they truly help these videos to trend higher on YouTube. Don't forget to like the news. Don't forget to share your opinion because we want you to be heard and your opinion truly matters and it helps YouTube to push this video to find a bigger audience. So please comment away and like the video. Come back every Sunday for news updates.
That was dumb.
Now for the dumb stuff. This week we have a hack for getting rid of ice on your roof.
Here's a homeowner hack for you when you've got ice buildup, especially in a channel like this. You get some old pantyhose, some ice melt, and you just lay it down on that channel and that'll get the water running.
So we looked this up, and if you put the ice melt in tights, it probably won't work fast enough to get rid of all of the ice. It's just going to melt under them. There are also a lot of chemicals in ice melt that will damage your roof if it dissolves. They can corrode pipes, gutters, and concrete. So you definitely do not want it on top of your home. I actually still own Ice Dam Liquidators, my ice dam removal company, and we see those socks and tights all the times on the roof here in Minneapolis, Minnesota. Highly do not recommend. Homeowners, please don't do it. Use low pressure steam if you have ice dams on your roof, or better yet, insulate that attic.
Fines, scams, and jail time.
Up next is fines, scams, and jail time. A major trial ended in Virginia this week. The owners of Knott's Roofing were convicted of 94 counts of construction fraud, obtaining money by false pretenses, and conspiracy to commit both of those crimes.
This was a massive case that took a 3-year investigation with many people in Page County working together to ensure that justice was served. The crimes occurred over 13 months from January 2020 to late January 2021, and the case included 24 victims. During that period, the company was taking deposits for roofing work and never actually doing the work. Knott's Roofing had been operating in Page County since 2002 and for years had a great reputation. Around 2018, it began having financial struggles, and then in 2020 began taking deposits from the victims ranging anywhere from $1,200 to $12,000. Page County Commonwealth's attorney Brian Cave says the company never purchased materials or returned to do work for any of the victims.
Pretty much straight out scamming them.
Could easily afford just to lose $5,000, $6,000, $8,000 and have nothing to show. These were folks that were spending their hard-earned money to rely on the goodwill of the Knotts, and were trusting them, and they were just completely left holding the bag.
The owners of Knott's Roofing are husband and wife, Ellen Wayne Knott and Sabrina Gail Knott. Sad to see they committed these crimes together and went down together. And oftentimes in the roofing space, it's towards the end, lost clients and lost employees of the businesses get hurt the most. When company runs out of money and becomes a Ponzi scheme, robbing Peter to pay Paul to get out of the hole, start stealing money and start being prosecuted. We're gonna keep updating you on all the stories of companies failing today. Comment below what you think. Should we run the CMR story or not? When I ask my audience on Facebook if I should run the story, I have a record amount of votes. 1,700 people ask me to run the story. I'm curious, where are people watching us on the Roofing Insights YouTube channel? Comment below. Allways Roofing has been fined $3.7 million for safety violations since 2019. By the way, love the name of the company.
The owner of Allways Roofing says the state is trying to put him out of business, but the state's Department of Labor and Industries says it's just trying to protect his employees. When this Tumwater apartment got a new roof in May, the roofers got fined nearly $500,000. The violations filed against Allways Roofing by the state's Department of Labor and Industries were labeled as willful, serious. Inspectors say the workers didn't have proper safety gear and had not received safety training. Most of the company's violations occurred in Snohomish County, where Allways Roofing is based. When the crew replaced the roof at this Everett home in 2020, inspectors said employees did not have a fall protection plan posted on site. The state says Allways Roofing's employees routinely don't use fall protection gear, or when they do use safety ropes, often they're not anchored to anything. Since 2019, the state has levied more than $3 million in fines against Allways Roofing. Only about 10% of those fines have been paid.
We do the inspections. We provide education and the information they need to protect our employees. And for whatever reason, and we don't know what that reason is, he is not requiring his employees to use the appropriate fall protection.
Allways Roofing's owner, Rick Ovak, says he's being bullied by the state, and he doesn't know why, adding,
"That's how it
feels.
feels.
Afford $3 million in fines." So he says he's going out of business soon. He blames his employees, who he says failed to follow their safety training. Quote, "Other than firing these guys and training them, what are you supposed to do?"
Allways Roofing have paid back $250,000 of the fines, and owner says it will put him out of the business because he doesn't have $3 million. The problem is real. As an ex-roofing business owner myself, I can tell you, sometimes it's almost impossible to train your crews and your employees. You can train them, you can ask them to do something, but ultimately it's on them to protect their lives. Guys, if you're in the trades, you have one life, you probably have a family and friends to go back to. Take your safety seriously and do not put the company you're working for in danger of OSHA violations, because ultimately you might be putting the business you're working for out of business. This guy does not have $3 million. Not many did. He already paid $250,000. Huge lump sum for something stupid as fines to OSHA to pay out. You know, think about if his employees would get that money instead. So maybe we can incentivize our employees better. Comment below, what do you guys think the solution is here? Do we pay them more if they protect themselves? Do we pay them less if they not using safety training and safety harnesses? I personally don't know what the answer is, and I'm relying on your comments.
Insurance.
Let's move on to an insurance update. This week we have a story that might sound familiar. Homeowners in Illinois and Indiana were hit with multiple hailstorms over the last few years. Now they say the insurance companies won't pay for repairs.
We submitted the claims and they came
Complaints
back
of insurance lowballing. I love that title there.
Common for consumers in our area. Jen and Phil Hibbard are among dozens of people who have contacted the ABC7i team saying their insurance company left them high and dry. This Crown Point, Indiana couple says their home suffered
very common story, very common.
Year. They say their roofer estimated about $23,000 in damage. The couple says their insurance company, State Farm, denied their claims, then dropped them after making 3 hail claims in the last 3 years, but only 4 total claims in the last 19 years.
State Farm was choosing not to renew our homeowners policy because we've made too many claims. And it was very devastating.
Yolanda Castrojohn of Skokie says quarter-sized hail damaged her roof last spring, causing more than $10,000 in damage. But her insurance company, Allstate, sent her a check in the mail for just $105.
I was very upset, disappointed, most of all.
According to research by the ABC7 data team, the state of Illinois has received more than 3,000 home insurance complaints since January 2022.
Wow, that's a lot of complaints.
State Farm has been leading home insurance complaints since 2022 with 1,200 424. Allstate has the second most complaints since 2022 at 515.
There are a lot more severe weather events than there have been historically, right? And so
State Farm is known to
sure,
be
yeah,
one
there's
of the
definitely been an
worst in
increase in events
Chicago,
rate, and that's
Illinois area.
impacting the cost of insurance, the number of claims, etc.
We already know that some insurers won't cover homes in wildfire zones or areas at risk for hurricanes, but it seems like small claims to be denied on smaller storms like these. Contractors, let us know in comments what you see in your area. Who is the worst insurance company in your area?
Legal battles.
The Ohio Attorney General is suing a roofer for taking $45,000 from homeowners and not doing any work. The lawsuit accuses Ryan Roofing and Home Improvements of stealing deposits and insurance payments. The complaint says the owner, Anthony Ryan, did not refund customers according to their contracts. The Attorney General wants Ryan to reimburse the customers, pay civil penalties, and cover legal fees. I personally love stories like this. If you read the complaints, just one homeowner, just $44,000, but we're finally seeing prosecutors are going after the contractors who steal the money. For years, I have seen the other side. I have seen frustrated homeowners who did not know what to do because no one would go after contractors. Now, contractors are being prosecuted by prosecutors, by maybe it's insurance companies who are turning them in. We don't care. Those homeowners deserve the work they paid for, and if contractors is taking deposits and not doing the work, their place is in jail. That's my personal take. I'm gonna keep reporting these stories to you, and we're also gonna be adding these contractors to scam alert list on directory.com. You can check also weekly updates. We are adding contractors we recommend on directory every single week, and we're adding scam alert companies as well. If you missed our directory weekly updates, those are coming every single Friday. If you missed this week's update, go to directory YouTube channel and watch for yourself. Our last story of the week is a lawsuit out of Virginia. Ace Roofing and Construction is being sued for not honoring a warranty. Ace repaired the roof of a glass company for $35,000. That company says leaks developed and they damaged the building and the roofing materials were stored inside for another project. The glass company says Ace Roofing did not repair the leaks or give them a refund. They also say Ace left some work unfinished after getting paid. West Virginia record states that Ace Roofing won the contract with a bid of $22,000, would have been paid up front when initial work was performed on November 5th and 6th. However, during this time, it was discovered that the repairs exceeded the original estimate and an additional agreement of $35,000 was settled. It is stated that Ace Roofing stored materials for additional work under the repaired areas, but leaks developed, causing damage to Paul's Wismith Glass property and the stored materials. According to VWR, despite the plaintiff's continued demands in spring 2023, Ace did not honor the warranty, repairs the leaks, start an additional agreed upon work, or issue a refund. Unfortunately, very common issue when you do repair work. Don't forget, guys, that you also have to honor the workmanship and warranty of those projects. That's why so many roofing contractors will not do repairs and not only do replacements, because it's much harder to repair the job and to give the warranty. But if you're in that business and if you're charging $35,000, make sure it doesn't leak. That's a lot of news for this week. We're gonna be skipping next Sunday news because it's a Thanksgiving week. I wish you guys happy Thanksgiving. Make sure you spend some time with your families, friends, take some time off work. We're gonna be closed for 3 days ourselves. We're not coming back in the office on Friday. I'm letting my team to rest a little. For that reason, we're not gonna bring you news next Sunday, but when we come back following Sunday, we'll make sure to cover 2 weeks. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video.